It's Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. What's up, guys? I am using another platform for the time being. I am using my Spreaker so that I can hopefully in return get a larger following like I used to have before YouTube demonetized my old channel back in the day and eventually took it down. But what I'm going to bring to you right now in this minute hopefully will grab your undivided attention and you can heed the words and the warning that I am getting across. And that warning is they are prepping for a second lockdown. If some of you have took notice what has happened across the world within the last few days and weeks, Israel is now under another lockdown. For a continuous period of time, Australia has been under an extreme lockdown. And if you look at the headlines on Drudge Report, the UK is prepping for another lockdown. For example, the headline goes as follows: London fears second wave. Prime Minister to work from home. And now, in other places across Europe, Madrid wants an army. Now, I'm just going to read a paragraph or two. Regarding the UK. Boris Johnson hits reverse. Prime Minister will order pubs and restaurants to close at 10 p.m. Tell workers to stay home if you can and demand the police crack down hard on any rule breakers. And the TV speech that he gave today. So, you mean to tell me that in the midst of all this, I read an article a couple days ago from a link in a YouTube video I was watching. It was from a mainstream health outlet. And the headline of the article, experts warn of a possible twindemic going into the cold and flu season. And I thought to myself, what a crock of fucking bullshit. That thought stayed fresh in my mind as I scanned over the article and tried to get any key points from it. And as I read, I also thought, so you mean to tell me with all the so-called groundbreaking medical advancements in disease and virus discovery throughout the centuries, throughout the course of time, and in today's technological age, with the cutting edge technological devices and equipment at so-called professionals' fingertips, they can't determine with this so-said killer virus that has killed so many people that has left very few standing. Bodies have piled everywhere, no matter where you turn. There's hazmat teams in suits spraying down and cleaning up bodies everywhere. The same virus that, at the height point a few months ago, Italy got caught red-handed, inflating the numbers. And when they got caught with their pants down, claiming they have so many deaths in their country, they had to come clean and say, those numbers, the people had pre-existing conditions. And as time went along, and the masses bought into the bullshit, the lies, and the propaganda from so-said government health officials and government officials in states across the nation. And the CDC, with their toying with the story. A couple weeks ago, they came out and did a report and said that 94% of COVID cases had underlying or pre-existing conditions, and that only globally 183,000 people have died from this so-said killer virus by itself, with nothing else attached to it. And not to mention the multitude of health professionals that have came out and spoken out against, saying that this is the biggest hoax that they've seen in their life, putting everything on the line to tell everybody not to buy into it. In addition, a couple months, 3-4 months back, a doctor in the eastern part of the United States had a TV interview on the local news in their state, who openly said that he got packets of information from the CDC with recommendations and orders to list every peer person who dies, doesn't matter what it was from, to list them as COVID. And then in Washington State, their own health department confirmed it. You come in with COVID, you die from COVID. Doesn't matter if you have an accidental death, some life-threatening health condition. If they diagnose you with it, that's what you die from. So you mean that killer virus? Give me a break. This all ties into Agenda 21. with the weather warfare that they are executing here in the United States and across the globe. I say that because if you look at the recent wildfires that have occurred in the West Coast and in the Northwest region, they line up pretty much with the coastal area, especially in the state of California. Some out in the Northwest, they're not too far from coastal areas where the fires have occurred, or at least coastal area access. And it doesn't matter if someone lives in a Republican or Democrat state in this failed two-party system that exists. Republican states have shut down. Look at Texas. Look at what the governor's done there. In this fleeting, critical, precious time that is remaining left, you need to be prepared. Don't panic buy. When you go out and buy goods, keep a cool head, but get what you need to ensure your survival. And continue to stock up. Guns, ammo, knives, bats, survival gear, clothing, food, water, shelter, a way to purify that water. Get a water filter, such as a life straw. Something that, if you don't know what it is, look it up. If you know someone who goes hiking before this happened, ask what they keep in their bag when they went out hiking. They'll tell you they have some essentials, such as a water filter in their bag. And other items. And also keep up communication. Now, I'm not talking cell phone communication. Alternate means such as a two-way radio or a walkie-talkie. Make sure it has a good range on it. Batteries, solar power devices, camping gear. If you have it, keep it. Don't get rid of it. You're going to need shelter, clothing to help you battle the elements, depending on where you live. Medical, bandages, things like that. Because they are going to roll out another lockdown. It's only a matter of short, precious time until they do. Because when they do, it's game over. No one has really pushed back. There has been some here and there, but it's fizzled out. It's not a continuous thing. Time is almost up. Like I said, you gotta be ready. And also, develop a relationship with God. If you don't know how to do that, ask someone. Ask them.